Hey guys, it's me again, and we're back with another video. Before we even start, for those of you that do not know me, I am Kiara, but on social media I go by Sincerely Key. And if you don't follow me on social media, I will be sure to link all my social media handles at the bottom of this video so that you can follow me up there, and we can connect and we can chat. Because one thing about your girl, I love to have a conversation. Okay, nothing gets me going like a good conversation. So for sure, follow me on social media and let's chat. We can chat about this video. We can chat about life. Okay, but yeah, I'm in this place right now of wanting to be more intentional with the content that I'm creating and making sure that I am consistent with the content that I'm creating. So this is being such a beautiful accountability, me making these videos of me holding myself accountable. Look at your girl growing up. But yeah, so definitely connect with me, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you like it, make sure you follow, make sure you leave a comment, share it, tell a friend to tell a friend, because you know that's how we grow. That's how this page continues to grow. So today I wanted to talk about something that was really on my mind, and it is basically how I was listening to a podcast, and I was half-heartedly listening. I was in and out of it because I was also doing something else. You know how you have something going in the background as you do some other things. And one thing that had really tugged at me, like caught my attention, was in the midst of me listening to this podcast. And if I can remember what it is, I'll try to link it. They were talking about how, sometimes we get caught up in all of the things that we don't do right and we aren't consistent with, and how everything is going wrong, and how we are not being present in all the things that were going right. And it had me to think about the fact that I don't think that we realize, I didn't stop what I was doing. I don't think we realize how there is so much beauty in our brokenness. And I know you guys are like, what? And when I say that, there is so much beauty, and let me get you guys closer so we can be here to here. There's so much beauty in being broken. And I say that because to be broken, you have to be transparent, you have to be vulnerable, you have to be at what you feel like is your lowest. You're on the ground, okay? And it can be very brutal, it can be very uncomfortable, and it can cause you to second guess yourself, to feel insecure, to sometimes feel insignificant, like as if you aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing. But in that brokenness, there's so much beauty behind that, because you are learning who you are, the good and the bad. I feel like when you are broken, you have to be true to what you're feeling, what you're currently experiencing. You have to be very honest in that. And I think that as a society, we get caught up in trying to put our best face on. And a lot of times that best face can feel fake, and you can lose who you truly are because you are trying to fit in with what society tells you you should be. I always go back to the conversation about who were you before the world told you who you were not, before the world told you who you were supposed to be. Who were you before that? And a lot of us don't know, because we did not have the ability as children to be able to nurture who we decided we wanted to be as kids, because we were immediately either told at home that that wasn't what we should be doing. It wasn't nurtured. We weren't validated. And then you grow into adults and you take these jobs, and you go to school and you do all of these different things, and it's like everybody is telling you to do this, to be that, to like this, to dislike that, and you can get caught up in that. And anything outside of that can feel like, oh well, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And you get caught up in that. You definitely get caught up in it, and you lose sight of yourself. So then you start to become a representative of who you truly are. And that representative puts on his face, and you do this little dance, and you do this little number that, makes you feel and look as if you're fitting in. But every time you step into this inauthentic version of yourself, you kill the parts of yourself that are unique. You take away the parts of you that are beautiful. There's nothing wrong with just being broken. There's nothing wrong with it. And we have to know that, and we have to be okay with that there is so much beauty in that brokenness, because we are learning ourselves. We are healing ourselves. We are allowing ourselves to grow. We are finally ripping off the Band-Aid on a wound that has been unable to heal properly for so long, in that brokenness. And in that brokenness is where you find your truest self, is where you find your most vulnerable self, is where you find your most transparent self, is really where you pull your strength from. And then from that brokenness, you should allow yourself to be able to heal, to be able to grow, nurture that brokenness. Allow yourself the grace to grow in the midst of that brokenness. Because once you allow yourself to do that, nobody can tell you shit. No one can tell you who you are. You know who you are. You found yourself. You did the work. Nobody can tell a person who's done the work about themselves. It's not to say that you're untouchable or that no one can say anything about you, but no one can break you in the way that you've already experienced it. Now you are in this transformative state, because when you're broken, you go through a transformation. And in that transformation is a lot of growth. And out of that growth becomes, I don't want to say a new person, because honestly, when you transform, you really are going back to who you should be, who you are originally, where your purpose lies. I didn't get that at one point in time. I was crying about feeling like, oh, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know. But the reality was, it wasn't that I didn't know what my purpose was. It was that I didn't know who I was. I was very unsure of who Kiara was. I knew what Kiara was good at. I knew what people loved of Kiara, but I was very unsure of what Kiara truly loved and what she truly enjoyed. I forgot what that felt like, to do some shit that was just solely for me, to find joy that was not connected to anybody else. I forgot. And so when I had to get broken wide open to the fucking gristle, when I had to get broken wide open, I had to learn all of these things about me. What I disliked, what I loved, what I was passionate about, what I was growing from, what was keeping me stagnant. I had to look myself in the mirror, and I had to be accountable for what roles I played in my own life. Of all the times that I thought other people broke my heart, when in reality, I broke my own heart. Brokenness allowed me to heal. Brokenness allowed me to grow. Brokenness allowed me to change. It allowed me to transform. And I thank God for that brokenness. It allowed me to start stepping into the best version of myself. You see the skin glowing? My skin glowing because I was broken at one point, baby, and I had to heal, okay? I say all that to say that you may feel like right now you are in this very dark stage. You may feel like you are in this very dark space. You may feel as though you are having a hard time with processing how life is happening for you or what's going on. You may feel broken. You may feel defeated. You may feel like you are not purposeful but purposeless. And I just want to tell you, from one individual that has went through that to another, that you're not broken, babe. And if you feel like that, understand how much beauty is in that, how much change is about to come your way. You should really be excited for the fact that, baby, you're on the ground right now. You're in the dirt. You're in the mud. You're about to grow. Water that. Water this season right now. Stand in this season and find yourself. Ground yourself and get real with the fact that there is about to be a light that's about to touch you. And right now you're in this season because you have to be prepared when it happens. Okay? You're going to have to be prepared. This is you prepping for your season. And I went to church today, and I just feel really inspired because I felt like his message was for me. I felt like it was for me in the ways that today he was talking about how, you know, a lot of times we don't feel purposeful, and that the reason why we don't feel purposeful is because we have a hard time to surrendering what it is God wants for us to do. And that we have to remember that in all of the things that we're scared of and what we fear, and that at the end of the day, God chose us to be here in this time, at this place right now for a reason. And that we were chosen for a reason, okay? You have to remember that even in all this brokenness, even in this uncertainty, even in all of these things that make you fearful, that make you afraid, that make you feel this sense of like, this anxiety of I don't know what to do. You have to remember that this season, this current season you in, it's not permanent. This current season that you're sitting in, it isn't permanent. This all will change. So as long as you know that, be consistent in your pursuit of being a better you. Be consistent in your pursuit of your happiness and your joy. And every day that pursuit is gonna look different, but keep that in your vision. You ain't gotta be perfect. You ain't gotta have it all together. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. How will you learn through that? What lessons do you learn in being perfect? So, and all the times that you thought that your brokenness was embarrassing, and all the times that you felt like your brokenness was something to be ashamed of, remember how much beauty is about to come from that brokenness. I hope that you know that it's so many amazing things that are about to take place. Find excitement in that. Find peace in that. Find joy in that, because it's happening. It may not be right now. It may not be on the time frame that you want it to, because I know it's somebody being impatient. Sometimes it feels like that process is taking a long time, but it's coming. It's coming, and I find joy and excitement in knowing that it's gonna come. And when it hits me, like, whoa, like a roller coaster. Let me know if there are some things that you are currently going through sometimes. What is your season looking like right now? What are you currently going through? And, you know, how did you get through it? How are you dealing with it? Leave a comment below, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. I will talk to you later, and take care of yourselves.